home fans, while the travelling Wanderers have a tough task at hand. They've not won against Adelaide in the last 8 meetings between the two sides. And as both teams make their way out onto a picture-perfect Coopers Stadium, Ella Tonkin wearing the captain's armband once more for her side. On the opposite end of things, Amy Harrison also with the armband for the Wanderers. But let's have a look at how the home side is lining up for this evening. And it's Adelaide that make 2 changes to their starting side. Matilda McNamara returns to the 11 after serving a 1-match suspension for the red card she picked up against Perth, and Tiana Karambassis makes her first start of the season. This pushes Katie Bowler to the bench as Mallory Mullen drops out of the matchday squad entirely. American Erin Healy makes a sooner than anticipated return after recovering from a toe injury, and a very familiar face returns to the matchday squad in Nanako Sasaki, who features in the squad for the first time this season. Well, 26-year-old Claudia Jenkins has impressed in goal this year for the Reds, starting all 7 games and boasting 3 clean sheets for the season. Jenkins spent a fair amount of time deputising to Annalie Grove, but has produced some seriously good moments in the number 1 position so far. As for Robbie Hooker's team, he makes just the 1 change, with Millie Bennett starting for the first time this season as Ella Buchanan drops out of the matchday squad. Bennett slotting into that right fullback position. Maya Lobo makes her first appearance on the bench this season, looking for her first minutes in the red and black. And the injury woes continue for Western Sydney. Madison McConaughey still out with his shoulder injury, along with the sideline Holly Caspers and Paige Hayward, also both unavailable for a toe and leg injury respectively. Well, perhaps the battle of the goalkeepers today, as Sham Karmas has been the busiest keeper in the league. She's faced more shots than any other keeper this season, over 50 in these opening 7 games, making the highest number of saves as well, and maybe a touch fortunate to be appearing today after a late challenge on Kelly Brown against Perth last weekend. Crucial nonetheless for the Wanderers. Well, a plethora of options at my disposal. The words of Adrian Stenter ahead of tonight's game in welcoming back a couple of key players to the team. Our referee for tonight is Isabella Mawson. She's assisted by Paula Orlandi and Maggie Price, with Sam Kelly taking care of 4th official duties. And on the other bench, the visiting bench, is Robbie Hooker, and we heard a very vocal Robbie Hooker on the sidelines last weekend against Perth. He's not one to hold back on his thoughts, and he'd love to continue the undefeated run across the last couple of games. A draw last week for the Wanderers, a win the one before, and 3 points away from home would surely be on the Wanderers' Christmas wish list. And so Coopers Stadium comes to life as part of this double header as the Ninja A-League gets underway for round 8 of the competition. Just a ball sprayed forward as Adelaide, in their home kit in the Reds, look to settle things. And the Wanderers, with some early possession, get an early strike away as well. And the last time the Wanderers beat Adelaide was back in 2019, over 5 years ago. A 2-1 win that day. And someone who was part of that match day setup alongside me tonight in Catherine Cannuli-Knowles. Great to see you again.
Always a pleasure, Grace.
But it has been a long time between drinks for this Wanderers side, especially travelling to Adelaide.
It sure is, and I've been part of the Wanderers setup for a very long time, and it was always a tough match heading to Adelaide, and especially going out to Coopers Stadium, especially in a double header when we're going to see a lot of those fans rolling in. And talking back to that 2019 year, one of our greatest seasons that we had, just to rumble off a couple of names: Lynn Williams, a US national team star, Denise O'Sullivan, the Irish star, some great names that have played for the Western Sydney Wanderers.
Adelaide looking to play their way out of a bit of a danger, a high press coming through from the Wanderers, but as of this last touch, we're seeing the Reds have made their way through. Nice slipped ball finds the feet of Dorber. Doesn't have much in the way of support, and numbers streaming backwards. And Gemma Ferris will see the ball out for the first corner of the afternoon. I mentioned she's been busy, Sham Karmas. A huge challenge last week that saw her pick up a yellow card, face a penalty, ultimately concede as well. It'll be Adelaide with the first chance. Corner as Condon swings into a dangerous area. Free header as well. Floats harmlessly, and Karmas, understandably, not too pleased about that marking.
You can see here McNamara just gets herself away from her marker there. You've got to be really careful. You don't want someone like Matilda McNamara to be able to get onto a free header.
Of course, McNamara unavailable last week. She picked up a red card in the previous game against Perth, meant that she was sidelined for a week, served her one match suspension, straight back into the starting lineup today as Matilda McNamara holds down that central defence position here. Reds with a bit of defending to do. He's Harding, early cross into the box. Eunice almost nips in front. It's just seen out by the Adelaide defence, but only so far as Anika Matos, and the Wanderers win a nice bit of possession higher up the field. Eunice with an early lofted ball into the box. Tonkin challenges. A couple of red shirts around. Karambassis can see this one away. Pressure coming in by Silvestre. Ultimately, Adelaide throw.
You can see here a bit of a tussle there in the box, and Silvestre trying to get on it, but
here's Adelaide with a bit of possession in the middle of the park. Emily Condon can turn and face forward. Nice drive into space, looks for the reverse pass, almost finds it, but intercepted by Amy Harrison, who can now look to exploit the space, but that too blocked by Ella Tonkin at the back for Adelaide. Ball searching over the top. Lucia Leon underneath to receive and help. Nice little give and go. Leon, the cross into the box, has good shape. Not quite cleared at the back by the Wanderers until it's hooked away by Harada. Bit of contact just inside the box. Here's Leon again. Another early cross in into the grateful hands of Sham Karmas.
I love the way that Leon does a little give and go here, and the way she just strategically puts his cross in behind the Western Sydney Wanderers defenders. That's such a dangerous ball to try and defend.
A good experience that Lucia Leon brings to this Adelaide United side. A 27-year-old, Spanish-born, but plays for the Dominican Republic national team. Here on the ball now, nice pass through to Fiona Wirtz. Has an eye for goal, has a taste for goal, does get the shot away as well. And again, it's Sham Karmas who finds herself the busier of the two goalkeepers. Straight pass. Worked well by the Wanderers, but that release read easily by McNamara. Back to the feet of Jenkins. Now Karambassis.
Slowly.
All appearances prior to tonight for Tiana Karambassis off the bench. And her one prior A-League goal was actually against Adelaide when she was playing for the Mariners. Poked away at the back by Bennett. Her first start of the season as well. Footwork by Wirtz is interrupted by Harrison. Silvestre closely marshalled by Karambassis. Here's Rue. Drops off to Chasari. Harding in a good bit of space. Has room in front. Square pass to Eunice, but the Wanderers not quite with the numbers around. Here's Leon. Can take the space afforded. Square pass. Condon switches out to Emily Hodgson. Back to Wirtz. Inside to Dewey. Tolland and Dewey again. Unleashes the strike. Shamkarma's thinking once or twice about it.
The Western Sydney Wanderers need to be really careful in this situation. You can see that Adelaide United are breaking those lines and picking up the ball in between with nobody applying any pressure and allowing them to get the shot away.
Leon again in good space. Pass through the leave as well the first time. Look. Always see Fiona Wirtz just checking the space around her. She looks to tumble away through a few Wanderers players. The defence not quite having dealt with it until a clearing pass from Amy Harrison does relieve the pressure. Here's Kush LaRue. And it helps on. Harding, the target player. The Wanderers just struggling to get out of their own half. Heavy from Kush LaRue as McNamara tidies up at the back for the Reds.
Give it back to her, give it back to her, give it back to her.
On the line to Leon. 3 Wanderers players around her. Finds the pass to Dorber. Early ball in, has nice shape about it. Not bad from Chelsea Dorber. The run of Fiona Wirtz was on.
What a great ball here by Dorber. She's just pinpointed that in for Fiona Wirtz. Just a little bit more shape on her, but a great run by Fiona Wirtz as well. And isn't it fantastic to see her in great form for Adelaide United? She went away last season. She went to Sydney FC. It didn't work out the way that she'd liked and has made her way back home at Adelaide United, and she looks super comfortable.
Turning to the form of old, indeed, Fiona Wirtz, of course. Former Julie Dolan medalist, as is Sophie Harding, so 2 battle it out today. And for Adelaide, 2 shots on target already. Well, last week against Melbourne City, Adelaide failed to register a single shot on target, so in the opening 10 minutes already, that's already improved. Wanderers looking to make their way out of their own defensive half. Knocked away by Condon. And again, in the middle of the park, the Wanderers can break. The release ball to Eunice is a little heavy.
All the way back, all the way back.
Zoe Tolland,
Half space, Hodgie!
22-year-old. Tonka. Nice turn from Wirtz. Looks for the switch, but a little indecision perhaps from Wirtz. This pass to Harding, the right idea. Harding with 1-2 red shirts to beat. McNamara does enough just to shuffle her back to the sideline. Now Eunice looks to nip around 1-2 Adelaide players. Good shoulder through from Matilda McNamara. It will be a goal kick.
Look for Hodgie there, she's on the high line.
Great little passage of play here by Talia Eunice. I love her cheekiness and the courage that she has on the ball, but Matilda McNamara's done well there, using her body just to palm it out and regain possession here for Adelaide United.
Adelaide look to play out again, trying to find that short pass, and have done so.
Adelaide's really moving this ball really well. They're really patient in their build-up. They're trying to pick off these players in the middle of the midfield. You can see where they're breaking those lines and getting away from that Western Sydney Wanderers defence.
They've just lost possession, and Amy Chisari threads the ball out to Rue, who has a little look, a little glance up, and her cross just trickles out for another Adelaide goal kick. We were mentioning, Kath, the last time the Wanderers beat Adelaide back in 2019. Well, Millie Bennett, 16 years old. Important afternoon for her But over 5 years ago, that result, I want to put that one and make amends this afternoon. But it was a 2-1 win back in 2019 when the Wanderers beat Adelaide, a time when Courtney Vine, Courtney Nevin, Cooney Cross played for the Wanderers, and Mary Fowler, Charlie Grant played for Adelaide. And Adelaide looked to break forward Condon with the overlapping run. 1-2 times of asking a strike from Dorber. Fresh air. Has another go, not quite cleared. The strike is met neatly by Sian Dewey, but sails over the crossbar.
And just see here, Condon just cuts that ball back, and Dorber just doesn't make that great connection with the ball. Dewey gets another strike at it, and we know there's got to be something special to beat Sham Khamis from that distance.
Well, Sian Dewey, the 17-year-old, some seriously talented youngsters on the field today. Dewey in her 8th appearance of the season. Just twice she made appearances last year. Now a mainstay as part of this Adrian Stenter side. Is McNamara.
There's definitely a lot of youngsters on that pitch that are going to be big names in this Ninja A-League in years to come on both teams.
Very much so. 16-year-old Millie Bennett, 16-year-old Talia Yunus for the Wanderers. We're just talking about the 17-year-old Sian Dewey for Adelaide. It's a good ball over the top, and Emily Condon, the willing runner again, gets a rise up, just considers the option. Drops it back to Hodgson. Hodgson's cross in is a little too heavy. Emily Hodgson, who has only scored once in the A-League in 2016-17. It's also a key part of Adelaide's defence. That touch. Poor from Danica Matos. Hands Adelaide a throw in, but quickly possession is gifted back to the Wanderers. It's a nice pass out of danger. Here's Kushal Rue. That's a lovely release ball from Rue. Bennett looks to prod it past Tonkin, but can't beat her in the foot race. Tonkin, McNamara and Tonkin again. Adelaide patient under pressure. Nice little triangles out of that Wanderers' defensive shape. Here's McNamara. Has a bit of space in front of her. Looks for the early pass to Leon.
Ready to play that pass. What's she going to do with it? Come across.
Now Dorber.
Fine, Sean. Good. One more.
Helped on by Dewey. And again by Condon. Nice switch of play by the Reds. They can look to exploit down the left-hand side. That pass asking a bit much of Condon. And Rue's touch just evades her.
You can see with Adelaide United, they're really using Emily Hodgson and Lucia Leon on the other side and really creating that width to allow those forward runs.
Well, in the end, Fiona Wertz does get the strike away. Doesn't do so much as to trouble. Again, Sham Khamis in goal. And Gemma Ferris did well just to hold her ground, hold her feet. Keep her arms out of the challenge. Adelaide again. Fiona Wertz, edge of the 18, just scuffs the shot. Here's Bennett. Been hurried by Hodgson, but referee Isabella Mosson says it's a little too much.
There's no need to make a foul in this situation here. Millie Bennett's facing away from from her there. She just needs to just be patient, be calm, and just allow her to play the ball back, and then allow Adelaide United to come and squeeze in that moment.
Just so, wins the ball back in the midfield for the Wanderers, as she has done countless times this season. Now Harada. Good strength shown on the ball. It's a searching pass. Might be Adelaide's defensive line. Prodded forward by Matos. Eunice settles it for the Wanderers.
Come across me.
Matos back to Ferris and back to Matos. And down the line has Eunice's name on it. Too much weight behind the pass. Well, the last time these two teams met was actually not that long ago, the 10th of November, just a few weeks back. This is already their second meeting of the season. That match at Wanderers Football Park, and it was Adelaide who took all 3 points that day. A goal to Emily Condon and Fiona Wirtz. Clean sheet for the Reds. Karen Bassis stops Crops. Back to McNamara. Now Jenkins. Fantastic Adelaide home crowd. Always a wonderful atmosphere at Cooper Stadium. Long clearance from Karmas. Now Leon helps on to Dorba. Finds Karen Bassis inside. You hear the shouts of Adrian Stenter on the side, looking for a forward pass. Karen Bassis obliges. Hodgson finding some good width. And the switch to Tolland. Leon inside to Dewey. Nice little feint by Dewey. Threads the needle to Wirtz, who fancies her luck. Nice turn by Chelsea Dorba. Gets a strike away. Good patient build-up by Adelaide.
It sure is. They're moving the ball really nice, and here, what a beautiful turn here by Dorba. She just doesn't make that connection that I'm sure that she would like.
Well, we know Chelsea Dorba is more than capable of finding the back of the net. Just the one goal this season. A couple of stints abroad, both in the NWSL with Chicago and in Sweden. But today, Chelsea Dorba, her 71st appearance in the A-League. Just her 4th for the season today. Possession in favour of Adelaide. And 20 minutes in, it's certainly been the Reds who have had the more meaningful chances, the more shots on goal, and definitely asking a bit more of Sham Karmas than what Claudia Jenkins has seen. Isabel Mawson copped that one fair and square. It's a 21st meeting between these two teams today, as that's pinched by Fiona Wirtz. Falls kindly, and forward pass from Hodgson. Just testing the pace of Wirtz, but the 21st meeting between these two teams, and of those previous 20, Adelaide have won 9, the Wanderers just 6, and they've played out 5 draws. So history, and particularly in Adelaide, is in the Reds' favour. Here's Silvestre, having one of her best seasons. Sienna Silvestre, as she picks up a foul for her side.
She gives the ball away here, but she does really well to keep that and draw that foul, Sienna Silvestre.
Well, a chance perhaps for the Wanderers to get some good numbers forward, a set piece, and Amy Harrison, who did score from a free kick, a little closer, albeit last week, standing over this one. Dinks in just inside the 18-yard box, does take a little glance-in header. Claudia Jenkins alert to the danger. Dorber collects for Adelaide. Release pass. Searching into Fiona Words, who does well to keep her feet. Tumbles on the first time. Here's Leon. Back to Words. Does get the strike away. The left boot ricochets off the Wanderers' defensive line. And Tonkin just looks to hook it back in Adelaide's favour. Here's Fiona Words. Lines up on the left foot, has a think about the strike once, twice, does get the shot away. Sham Karmas down quickly to her left with the save.
You can see here Fiona Worth just gets herself in a good position, lines herself up on her left foot and tries to go across goal there against Sham Karmas, but what a great save there by Sham.
She's had a few of those across the course of the season for the Wanderers. Sham Karmas, she's been very, very busy. And Adelaide perhaps should be making a little bit more of the chances they are getting forward. A lot of the possession, a lot of the time spent in their attacking half. Voice of Robbie Hooker on the sideline ringing out at Cooper Stadium. Just imparting a bit of instruction to his side as that's pinched nicely by Tonkin off the toe. The Wanderers midfield and back to the feet of Amy Harrison. That's a nice ball through. Finds Rue in a bit of space. Anticipated well by Zoe Toland as she can tidy up for her side. A lot of that attack coming down Adelaide's right-hand side. Zoe Toland, Lucia Leon, Chelsea Dorber dropping to collect possession. We're just seeing that movement play out. We heard throughout the week as well, Adelaide with the recent signing of Lara Kirkby returning to the league, and Adrian Stenter. It's pretty clear that she wouldn't appear in tonight's match, said it was a little bit too soon, the 22-year-old, having just returned from college in the US, but good inclusion to have back in the Ninja A-League and back at Adelaide, of course, an Adelaide girl, wonderful to see. Nicely done by Ina Harada. Wanderers throw, Matos just looking for an option. Hooked on by Harding, but there's no Wanderers shirts there to run into the ball. Here's Dewey. Karen Bassers. And McNamara. Well, comfortable conditions for football here at Cooper Stadium. 21 degrees, sunny afternoon. Straight pass, Amy Harrison's done well to anticipate.
Play again.
Jenkins. McNamara.
Condon. Good. And on.
Easily done by Adelaide. That pass goes begging. Fiona Wirtz, quick to act, just looking for the pass. The oncoming run of Chelsea Dorber was there, trying to return the favour from a few minutes earlier. But Shamkarma's quick off the line.
She sure was. You can see what Fiona Wirtz is trying to do. She's trying to shape that ball in behind the Wanderers' defence. It just ran a little bit too fast for Dorber there.
That delivery, a difficult one though, as you mentioned, Kath. Just between the defensive line and the goalkeeper. If you get it right, a really tough one for the goalkeeper to come out and read.
It sure is. You want to put that goalkeeper in two minds, and it's a difficult pass to sort of shape, and the weight of the pass is super difficult to try and get. And sometimes for players, it takes them a couple of times before they can actually sense the feel of the pitch, the conditions. Is it windy? Is it holding up? There's so many different factors whilst playing those balls.
Dispossessed by Hodgson. Condon drops to receive possession and then threads the ball out to Lucia Leon, who has space, has a decision to make. Again looks for the cross, and that same thing we were just talking about. The pass, the idea right, execution not quite there.
Lucia Leon has done this multiple times in the game now. She just needs to pull it away a little bit more from Karmas there, but once she gets it right, that ball is a very, very dangerous one into the box.
See, she's a threatening player for Adelaide. Most recently spent a bit of time at Watford in the UK. But this concerning sign for the Wanderers, Amy Harrison down. We know the leadership she displays at the back, but she doesn't look too comfortable there, does she?
She sure doesn't. She looks like she's in a little bit of pain there. Knowing Amy Harrison, she'll want to walk it off and stay on there for her team. She's been leading the Western Sydney Wanderers now for a few years and is one of the most experienced players in that squad, and that older mentor to those younger girls as well, which is important, especially for these younger ones that are coming through and really starting to find their feet in the Ninja A-League. It's super important to have somebody of Amy Harrison's qualities. She's been around, she's been in the Matildas, she's been in the Ninja A-League for many years, she's played abroad, she's got so much experience under her belt.
She scored her 10th A-League goal last week against Perth. In the 85th minute, the Wanderers thought they'd done just enough to pinch all 3 points at home. It wasn't to a chaotic ending that saw Perth with a late penalty to equalise and share the spoils. Well, almost 30 minutes into this round 8 Ninja A-League fixture between Adelaide United and the Western Sydney Wanderers, part of a double-header this evening here at Coopers Stadium in Adelaide. And fair to say, this opening stanza has been largely managed by the Reds, the home side. Dorber turns inside. Condon, a touch evades her, tries to find Dorber again. Eunice around the corner. Nice little give and go by the Wanderers. Eunice can stride forward. He's Harding. Possession just poked away. It'll be an Adelaide throw, but not without a bit of remonstration from the Wanderers.
Sophie Harding needs to do better in this situation to be able to keep the ball and keep possession for this Western Sydney Wanderers team.
Hodgson. Nice pass through to Dorber. Back to Leon.
Good decision, Zoe, excellent. You don't have to do it, shoot it slow. One more, touch pass. Come on, come on.
Karen Bass has her touch. Just lets her down. Silvestre picks up possession for the Wanderers. Eunice, almost a handy ball, if not for a well-worked intercept from Matilda McNamara. You can see what Charlie Eunice was trying to do. Now Toland with a decision to make, but it's poked out. It will be an Adelaide goal kick. 10 shots at goal for Adelaide to the Wanderers 1. Just 4 of those on target for the Reds. 1 out of 1 for the Wanderers. Either side yet to really challenge the goalkeeper at either end. The long ball from Jenkins is excellent. Fiona Wirtz might be in here. Fiona Wirtz! The strike. Sham Karmas has come off her line well. A big block by the goalkeeper. And that, you'd have to say, the best opportunity for Adelaide so far. Quick throw. Emily Hodgson keen to keep things moving, keep play alive. It falls to Dauber off the shoulder. And a second chance in as many moments goes begging for Adelaide United.
What a great run in behind here by Fiona Wirtz, and another fantastic save by Sham Karmas there. I don't know what it is with Sham Karmas, but her hand just grabs and her legs grab every single ball. She's been on fire this season. Honestly, an absolute standout in this Ninja A-League and for the Western Sydney Wanderers.
We mentioned at the top of the call that she's been the busiest goalkeeper across the league, and this opening 30 or so minutes just continues in that exact form. That, you'd think, would have to be 1-0 to Adelaide United. Fiona Wirtz, her shot blocked, saved by Sham Karmas. Cross into the box. Lee Condon manages a bit of space for herself. The shot sprays off the leg of Amy Harrison, out for an Adelaide corner.
And the Western Sydney Wanderers here very lucky again. Condon, some great feet there, and she's just trying to put that ball back into those dangerous areas, and a great block there by the Western Sydney Wanderers.
Well, an in-form Emily Condon is a dangerous prospect, super technical player. We could see just tidy touches on the ball in tight spaces as she lines up again to take the corner for Adelaide. Short corner off the head of Matilda McNamara, again the obvious target.
Need to be really careful in these situations here. They're trying to pick out McNamara. She's getting away from her marker there, and lucky enough that Wirtz picked it up but didn't get the great connection that she was probably looking for.
No mistake indeed, that was Fiona Wirtz just nipping in front of McNamara with the header. And that stat there, passes in the opposition half, really speaks to the picture we're seeing. Passes the eye test. And here's Chelsea Dauber, nicely hit strike into the chest of Sham Karmas. But it's building for Adelaide. Harding regains possession. Well, Matilda McNamara has conceded the free kick. Harding is holding onto her face, perhaps a stray arm. This is the strike that came through from Dauber. Entirely clear what the free kick was for, but nonetheless a Wanderers free kick, and again it's Amy Harrison to take. She's returned to the field and looks comfortable enough. Harrison nods it in. Bit of a ricochet just in amongst the 18-yard box. Adelaide settle back into their defensive shape, clipped on, helped through, and Matos challenges only as far as the hands of Claudia Jenkins.
High lead.
You can see in this picture here, Hodgson and Lucia Leon keeping that width and starting really high, which creates that space in the middle of that midfield for the Adelaide United team to be able to pick up balls in those dangerous areas, like you see here, to face forward and then trying to turn that Western Sydney Wanderers defence around.
Stretching the field well is Adelaide. That touch, a little paw from Dauber. big pitch at Cooper Stadium, and in this opening 35 minutes or so, Adelaide have been using every inch of it. Of course, Adelaide also still without Izzy Hodgson, no relation to Emily Hodgson, and of course Dylan Holmes. Out with a foot injury, Holmes out with a hip injury, and had a pretty big milestone on Christmas Day. Dylan Holmes jogged for the first time in quite a while, so really positive signs for Holmes, and of course A-League fans and Adelaide fans look forward to seeing her back on the field of play.
Let it go, let it go, let it go. Hey! You caught a foul in the middle. How's that different?
Adrian Centre asking the question to the referee where the foul was. Nonetheless, an Adelaide throw. Leon to Dorber, back to Leon. Inside pass is picked out well by Leon, and Karambassis works it well for Adelaide. Here's Hodgson, back to Karambassis, now Tonkin. And the ball from McNamara picks out Leon really well. Nice pass inside from Leon, now Dorber. Back to Leon. Good patient play by the Reds. Two Wanderers defenders to beat, does so. Lucia Leon, that's nice, that pass. Just a little short. Arata just looking to relieve a bit of pressure from this Wanderers defensive half. They're spending a lot of time. Pull the shirt in the middle there from Silvestre, gets away with it on that occasion. The release pass looking for Sophie Harding.
Can we get one foul?
All Adrian Stenter wants for Christmas is one foul. Leon, nice footwork. Sophie Harding has gone to ground, not back to her feet just yet. Wanderers with possession, but only for so long. Here's Dewey inside to Condon, can face forward. Dribbles into space, has Hodgson to her left. Respects the run of Hodgson, first time cross in, blocked by Bennett. Hodgson still, Wirtz, but that one to Harada only. And Hodgson is a hard wheeling runner. Sophie Harding back to her feet as well. Nice little dip of the shoulder there. Fiona Wirtz has the ball taken away from her by Amy Chisari. Tonkin's throw, nodded on by Wirtz, now Condon. Harrison hustles well. Karambassis first to it, but sees it out. Wanderers throw. Bennett, the 16-year-old. Harrison's pass, sharp to Harada. Nice switch of play by the Wanderers. Harding drops deep. Now Matos. Has a bit of room to run. Here's Eunice.
This is much better by the Western Sydney Wanderers, trying to keep possession, looking for the ball.
Switch of play read well by Emily Hodgson. Now Condon, the centre of the park, can drive into space, has options either side, finds Chelsea Dorber, gets her boot through it, leaning slightly backwards, and the head in the hand says it all. Another prime opportunity for Adelaide to take the lead.
Condon here, great little touches. The way she just plays this ball in behind here for Dorber. She just waits for that right time. She just drags that defender beside her and then just slips that ball in for Dorber. Dorber will be pinching herself on that one. And it's an opportunity lost there for Adelaide United.
14 shots at goal for Adelaide. Chelsea Dorber just slightly off balance on that one. 6 of those on target, 1 for the Western Sydney Wanderers. And they'll look to form their own attack coming up the other way. Jenkins far off her line. XG 0.71 for Adelaide and 0.02 for the Wanderers. Really not much being created at that end of things for Western Sydney. Leon dances around the ball. Dorber. There's a little bit more support. Bundled off by Matos and ultimately picks up the free kick for her side.
Really see much in it there from Matos until you see that little push at the end there. She was a bit of frustration. Wanderers need to stay really focused here these last few minutes in the half. We know that they can be crucial to any team, and you don't want to be going into the half-time break at a goal down, especially that they've weathered the storm in this first half.
Western Sydney, they're most susceptible at the last 15 minutes in each half. Conceded the most number of goals in this passage. Condon to take. Set piece specialist Emily Condon nodded back. Still not quite dealt with into the feet. And lashed out by Amy Harrison. Condon will get another opportunity. Has 2 Wanderers defenders to shake off. Emily Condon does really well once, twice, and then into the boot of Kush-Larue for an Adelaide corner.
Wanderers have got to be a little bit more careful in this situation to be able to clear this ball out, especially when it's in those dangerous areas.
The third corner of the afternoon for Adelaide, and again, Emily Condon standing over the ball. Has Sian Dewey as a short-ish option. So that's floated into the far post. Not a bad ball by Condon. That's seen out for a Wanderers goal kick.
McNamara just off balance there. That ball's come in and she hasn't read it great, and just trying to backtrack there to try and head that ball. It's always a difficult one. You want to try and get yourself in a position where you're attacking that ball straight on.
Well, 5 saves this half. Sham Khamis continuing her busy spell this Ninja A-League season. As Leon, that ball gets away from her, releases Kush-Larue. We know she's fast. She's not quite that fast. As the 4th official indicates, there will be 1 minute of stoppage time added to this round 8 fixture. Tompkins' long pass finds Hodgson, who's been busy in this opening 45 minutes. Central ball to Fiona Wirtz, who has a bit of space, runs in to traffic. Ina Harada. Her clearance only as far as Hodgson. Still alive with Adelaide as the 1 minute ticks to a close, and Fiona Wirtz is going to have to get a shot away. Has a little look up, finds the wide pass to Leon. Centering ball is a really good one, and that should have found the back of the net as the whistle rings out at Cooper Stadium. And that should be 1-0 to Adelaide United in what has been a really entertaining 45 minutes on a beautiful evening for football. And so at half-time, we find the hosts leading on the field but not yet on the scoreboard. It's Adelaide United 0, Western Sydney Wanderers 0. Well, it has been an entertaining first half, Kath Cannuli. Let's dive in for a quick look at the highlights, and fair to say it was Adelaide who have been the dominant side in this first half.
It sure has, Grace, if you are a Adelaide United fan. Adelaide United has created many opportunities here. You can see Leon just so fantastic down that right-hand side. They've been going down that right-hand side and really causing a lot of issues for the Western Sydney Wanderers defence here.
I think fair to say, the chat at half-time, Adelaide United will be ruining their missed chances. They've had some really good moments, a couple of clear-cut ones, a couple of in-between ones like this early ball into the 18-yard box.
Absolutely, and you can see here that Adelaide United, they're getting themselves into these situations, and if those balls are on target and the shots are on target, that Sham Khamis has been pulling off some absolute great saves.
She's had another busy afternoon, Sham Khamis. Certainly the busier of the two goalkeepers. Fiona Wirtz has looked dangerous, as has Chelsea Dorber, Lucia Leon, all creating for the Reds.
Plenty of chances for Adelaide United here. You can see just these couple of balls in from Leon, just not really pulling them back. And here's one of the greatest chances of the first half. Fiona Wirtz generally would put that in the back of the net, but a great save there by Sham Khamis.
Well, she's got 6 goals for the season so far, Fiona Wirtz. Feels as though she could have had another 1 or 2 this afternoon.
Absolutely, you can see here Dorber, she gets herself a little bit of space there in and around the box, and we know that she will shoot from that range. And again, Emily Condon just slips in Dorber here. I know what Dorber would be thinking going into this half-time break. She'll be disappointed that she hasn't got 1 goal for this season, for this half.
And that one, arguably.
There's a mountain of football on Paramount Plus, the only place to see every A-League, Combat Matildas and Subway Socceroos game live. Stream every game, every goal and every moment live on Paramount Plus. Get ready to feel just like Liberty supports the A-League. They're on your team too, whether you're planning a holiday or buying a new home, they can provide the assist you need to kick your free thinking goals. Liberty, loans for free thinkers. And unlock your ultimate A-Leagues club experience with the new official A-Leagues app. It is here. You can now select your favourite club and enjoy a club first experience. Witness every moment with Match Day Live and so much more. Scanning the QR code on the big screen now. Download the app to register your account.
had to say ahead of the match.
I really enjoyed it, starting the game and just being able to be on the pitch. And yeah, it's been good. I think we've had a good start to the season, and now we're just going to continue building on that. And I've really enjoyed my time out there. It's been a busy few days, but it's been good. Our session on the pitch was a really good one, which was good. It'll probably be a tough game, but I think if we're dominant and play our best football, we can definitely take away a good win. It'll be a good chance to play away from home and hopefully get some points.
Well, Central Coast Mariners also announcing in the last couple of days the signing of former young Matilda Greta Crisula, but of course the Mariners looking to bounce back from a loss last weekend. Let's hear from the Central Coast boss, Emily Husband.
Yeah, we've still managed to get sessions in, so that's been good. The girls have managed to get back out on the pitch and work on a few things. And yeah, the spirits are really, really high within the group as well, which is great. I think they've bounced back from the weekend, and we've gone through and spoke about a lot of things. And you know, I feel that the group's in a really, really good place and just ready to get back out there and you know, basically turn around everything that we did last weekend and you know, go out and win 3 points. For me, it's just consistency throughout the whole group. I thought there was some really, really good phases throughout the game against Western United. We had some really, really good phases of possession, some really good phases of, you know, defensive actions as well. It's just now about making that more consistent and limiting our individual errors. The players are fantastic in taking accountability of that and all have a willingness to learn and want to improve, which is phenomenal, and that's all you can ask for from players. So I feel that, yeah, they're in a really, really good place to go on and, you know, continue to build on a, you know, a relatively good start to the season. Similar to us in a few senses, can't really string, you know, multiple results together. I think their fixture list might have been slightly easier than ours. But yeah, you know, like they've got a bit of a threat going forward. So, you know, it's something we're going to have to be aware of. But yeah, I think it'll be a good battle, and one that, like I said, the girls are really up for it and just ready and raring to go.
Well, the Mariners raring to go, but back at home after pinching a point last weekend. Here's what Perth Glory's coach Stephen Peters had to say.
Bit of a funny one. I think at 0-0 it looked like we weren't going to score, neither team was going to score, and then when they went 1-0 up, then we just kind of went to overdrive, and then we had about 5 chances in 5 minutes. And then showed a lot of hunger to get it back to 1-1. So it was actually a very bizarre game in a way. It kind of actually, yeah, I feel like on the balance of play we probably deserved to win. But if you look at the actual genuine nature of the chances created, I think they only really came after they scored. So overall, I think we showed really good character to come back at, you know, considering they scored in the 86th minute. So considering that, I think we showed good character to come back and get a draw. Emily will be highly motivated to put it right, and we've got to be on our guard. Absolutely, they're a tough team. Every game's tough, but yeah, these guys they're a tough team, but a good matchup for us.
Well, do not miss this one. A little later.
A reminder that it is an offence for any spectator to enter the field with play without authorisation. Any spectator that enters the field or play without authorisation will be kicked from the stadium, potentially banned from attending future matches, or handed over to police for further questioning. A fine may also be issued. APL is committed to providing a safe and enjoyable experience for everyone. And you can make it Ninja barbecue the better with the grills and sear challenge. Gas, barbecue on the barbecue smoke, air fry, outdoor, backyard patches are better with Ninja. No matter how extreme your time outdoors, bring the indoors, outdoors with Ninja.
Well, lots to look forward to in the second half here at Cooper's Stadium. The crowd's starting to heat up. And speaking of heating up, there is a huge summer of football coming your way.
It's football's hottest summer.
Well, it's the gift that keeps on giving.
Well, that is just pretty to watch.
78 games across 28 days.
That is unbelievable.
It's the A-League's biggest summer of football ever.
Oh my goodness, what a strike.
Action-packed fun for everyone these holidays. Family passes start from only $24. Search A-League's tickets online to get your tickets today.
A huge summer of football, but also a huge match to follow shortly. Bart Vren's having a chat to Juan Mata. Well, that's quite the sight there at Cooper Stadium. Don't miss this one, following shortly after the women's game underway at the moment. This coverage live from 7 p.m. on Network 10 and Paramount Plus. But for now, all eyes, all attention on the game at hand in Adelaide United at home, looking to continue their really strong streak against the Western Sydney Wanderers at home. So it's 0-0 at half-time between the Reds and the Wanderers. It will be former Julie Dolan medalist in Fiona Wirtz to get things underway for Adelaide United into this second half. A little look at the watch from Isabella Mawson as the second half does kick off. Still 0-0 here at Cooper Stadium into the second half, and Catherine Cannuli, fair to say, Adelaide United perhaps should be in front.
They sure should be. They've had plenty of chances in that first half, and I'm sure going into the break that Adrian Stenter would have been telling them to be a little bit more clinical in that final third and maybe need to take that extra touch or just be a little bit more patient once they get into those final third areas.
Pass back to Jenkins in tight spaces is hooked clear as Fiona Wirtz can bring down possession for her. Had a really lively first half, as did Emily Condon. Just links the play together in the middle of the park for the Reds. Karen Bassis in two minds, keeps possession. Tonkin. Hugging the touchline again is Hodgson. Nice pass inside to Wirtz, and you can see exactly what she was trying to do. The touch around the corner, a little heavy. Long ball almost finds its way through. Pressure from Sophie Harding, and well, that's confident goalkeeper Claudia Jenkins with a neat little touch around the on-rushing Harding.
Very lucky touch there by Jenkins. We know how fast Sophie Harding is, and she can really grab those balls from goalkeepers. We've seen her do it in last season, and it's definitely something that she definitely has in her locker.
And perhaps that instruction at halftime from Robbie Hooker, needing his side just to be a bit more aggressive, pressing high. It was a first half that was largely dominated by Adelaide. Most of the possession, most of the shots. Karmas, the busier goalkeeper, by a long shot. Heavy clash, just slightly off the ball, an awkward one it looks to be. Tiana Karambassis looks a little worse for wear.
That's a difficult one there for Silvestre and Karambassis. It's just unfortunate there.
Both players purely eyes on the ball, but just clocked each other. The head of Silvestre to the side of the jaw of Karambassis. Those ones hurt. Understandably, concussion checks must be done.
Especially when you don't see it coming and it just happens out of the blue, and you can see that both players are on the floor at the moment and looking in quite a little bit of pain there.
Silvestre, who we know is having a real breakout season this year with the Wanderers, and Karambassis in her first start of the season for Adelaide. You can see just going through the standard concussion protocols with the doctor. I hope she's okay to continue. She's been really sound for Adelaide this afternoon. Plenty of options on the bench for either side this afternoon, Knowles. Adelaide, we know Sarah Morgan, the midfielder, of course, Nanako Sasaki. We haven't seen her all season yet for Adelaide, returning from injury. So a couple of midfield options and a couple of attacking options as well in Katie Bowler, Erin Healy.
Absolutely. Adrian Stenter has plenty of options off the bench, and as we know, Sarah Morgan is very versatile. She can play in multiple positions, but it'll be interesting to see when they look to bring on Nanako Sasaki, a player that's been crucial for Adelaide United, especially last season. She had an absolute great season for Adelaide United and really that playmaker, the engine room for Adelaide, and it'll be great to see her back on the pitch.
Play gets back underway after a short break in proceedings, a little lull. And that's just sent a bit of a hush over the stadium at Coopers. This ball, good touch off the angle to Condon. She's a great playmaker, Emily Condon. Battled injury a little over the last few years, but this season has looked really, really comfortable. Wanderers win back possession. Not long though, as here's Leon, who was excellent in that first 45 minutes. Now Wirtz just settles possession, looking on the left foot. Hodgson off the toe, and Nina Harada sweeps through for the Wanderers. That pass flies out for a throw-in. Adelaide still, and Fiona Wirtz was asking the referee if there'd been a block from Harrison, and play went on. Chelsea Dorber almost testing out Karmas, who again was off her line well. A release pass just finds its way again over the sideline. Adelaide throw. Root. Silvestre back to Chisari. That's better from the Wanderers. Nice, neat passing. Interrupted by Karambassis, who's returned to the field of play. Dorber, with a couple of Wanderers players to beat, finds a pass, picks it out to Wirtz. First time centering ball, didn't have much behind it, and Harrison was able to tidy up. Silvestre in space, that left boot searching for the stride of Sophie Harding, who can't quite get there. Seveska again. Left-footed shot all the way through to Claudia Jenkins.
That's very ambitious there by Senna Seveska. She is quite far out, and just an easy take there for Jenkins.
Well, we saw Seveska's heroics against Western United, a hat-trick that day, and perhaps a couple of those shots a little ambitious too, found their way through. Here's Rue, puts on the afterburners, great strength shown by Tonkin. Referee has a little think about it and does award the free kick to the Wanderers.
It's a bit touch and go there for Kush LaRue, but the way she makes her run and tries to get across Tonkin there, it allows Tonkin to get her arm up and she draws that foul.
Clever use of her speed by Kush LaRue, just to get her body into an advantageous position.
And that's what we've got to see more of for the Western Sydney Wanderers. We've got to see the Western Sydney Wanderers getting into those wide areas, using Kush LaRue's space, taking on players 1v1.
We'll have a good chance here. The left foot of Seveska, the delivery, looking for almost the direct shot, but that one just sails harmlessly out for a goal kick.
We know that Senna Seveska can really score some great goals from that area there, and I think she was a bit in two minds there, whether do I shoot or do I look for that floating ball into that back post.
Well, there's just been a little shift in possession into the second half, as the Wanderers look to claw back a little bit more of the ball. Interesting, we'll keep a close eye on that as the half wears on. Well, we had a look at some options off the bench for Adelaide. Likewise for Western Sydney, some good experience in the likes of Liv Price. Bronte True, a young player but perfectly capable midfielder, and coming on as the shots at goal on screen there. 17 for Adelaide and just the 1 for the Wanderers. Still 6 only registering on target, and the 1 for the Wanderers. And we saw those 3 big chances play out in the first half. Root, little glance up. Swivels on the ball. Tonkin working hard. Nice cross in by Kush LaRue. Clearing header as Tonkin just helps it on to Hodgson. He has space in front. Good numbers forward for Adelaide. Red shirts outnumbering the white at the back. Hodgson's pass has to be good. Skewed a little wide, but Dorber will chase down and has just allowed the ball to creep over the line.
It's a great little passage of play here by Kush LaRue. She's used her individual skills there to be able to get away from Tonkin. She's used her speed, and just great to get that ball into the box and give a little bit of hope for the Western Sydney Wanderers.
It was a really good cross from Kush LaRue. Was the left-hand side for the Wanderers, where they're having the most joy forward. Julie tries to thread the needle. Bennett has to be careful. Pressure from Hodgson, and she continues her run, forcing the long clearance from Karmas. Rue dropping deep to collect, but her touch just lets her down. Adelaide throw. Here's Condon. 2 Wanderers defenders to beat. Finds the pass through, but not the feet of Wirtz. Seveska in space. Seveska's long ball is good, dropping just over the head of Harding. Tonkin trying to keep step, and Harding's strike into the feet of McNamara. Calmly plays a square ball to Zoe Tolland. It's been a pretty sound defensive performance from Adelaide so far.
They have been. They've been really patient, especially in defence. They're picking up their markers and working as a unit, which is really important.
Works brought to ground, is asking for the free kick, doesn't get it. Jasari has a little look forward, takes another touch, now Rue. Inside to Eunice, returns the pass to Rue, who has the legs to reach it. Kushla Rue, first time cross into the box, has quality on it. And Harding was arriving. As was Tolland, and Karen Bassis, who has recovered from that earlier head knock. Does well to keep possession for Adelaide. Bennett tries to take her touch around and recollect it. Can't get there.
Really didn't have much more option there into trying to use a bit of individual skill to try and touch the ball past the defender and try and get it back. But they need to be looking for those balls.
That's a nice switch of play from Chelsea Dorber, almost, but Tanuka Matos, as she so often is, full of running, full of energy. Charlie's up at the back for her side. Round the corner pass from Amy Harrison.
So calm and collected by Amy Harrison.
Harding can face forward. Eunice runs in behind, tries to peel back out. Talia Eunice, left-footed strike. Well, I really get the sense Claudia Jenkins has started to become a little more involved into this second half, and some more positive moves from the Wanderers.
Absolutely, they're definitely come out in this second half and looking to play a little bit more and trying to get on the ball and actually make something, especially in that front third. It's great to see Kush LaRue getting into those wide areas and looking to take players on 1v1. It's just now just a little bit more quality in that final third, but also to be able to get numbers in the box also.
Just an ever so slight shift of momentum, but for now, the Reds are going to look to swing that back in their favour. Fiona Wirtz, nice little touch, finds Dorber, her first time strike. Well, she got a nice piece of it, sailing over the crossbar.
Great run here by Dewey. She just slips it in behind there for Wirtz, and Dorber, the way she swings her hips there to get her foot around that ball. It's a great strike there by Dorber. Just couldn't get enough on it.
A couple of changes, and it's Adrian Stenter who turns to his bench first. Sian Dewey and Emily Hodgson, the two players making way. I think they both worked really hard this evening, and it's Katie Bowler in her 5th appearance of the season, and Erin Healy, the American, for her 7th. Well, Healy returning sooner than anticipated from a toe injury. Just over the 60-minute mark. And Adelaide still not quite anything to show for their dominance, but perhaps that's about to change as Erin Healy, with her first touches of the game, gets a shot on target for Adelaide.
Great way to put yourself into this second half with a nice tidy shot on target.
Erin Healy, the 23-year-old, made her first season in the Ninja A-League. It's come across from the Portuguese top flight. A good attacking option, and really that double substitution by Adrian Stenter shows a fair bit of attacking intent. Both attacking-minded players, Katie Bowler and Erin Healy. Nice turn on the ball from the aforementioned Healy. Little reverse pass to Wirtz is nice. Combination play. Healy has an option, has a strike as well. Fumbled by Karmas. Wirtz quick to the scene, but Karmas dives on the ball again.
You can see that Erin Healy has missed her football. You can see here Fiona Wirtz picks Healy out, and she's no stranger to be able to take these shots from this area, and she just really backs herself.
Certainly a bit of energy as that back pass is a little awkward, dealt with just by Jenkins. Well, the Wanderers just feeling almost as though they're starting to wake up into this second half. Slow out of the blocks from the Sheds, but for now with a bit of defending to do, that's a nice ball searching over the top from Ina Harada. A little too long on that occasion.
They definitely have started a lot better, which is important for their confidence. I think confidence grows when you start to create some chances. And you can see here, just need to be a little bit better in those situations, especially Harada. She's given away a lot of ball today.
Tonkin goes to ground in the challenge. Wanderers throw. Silvestre. Chisari back to Silvestre. Good anticipation by McNamara. That's a nice release pass as well to find Chelsea Dorber, who bears down on goal. Does get the strike away. Second chance for Wirtz as it's cleared away from the returning Ina Harada. And again, Adelaide, they'll be ruining these missed chances. That's a wonderful release pass.
What a great ball in for Dorbar. And again, great save by Sham Karmas. And Fiona Wirtz doesn't do enough to be able to put that ball into the back of the net.
Prodded out for an Adelaide United corner. And it really feels as though the momentum is just starting to shift back in the favour of the Reds after a slow start into the second half. 21 shots at goal for Adelaide, just the 3 for the Wanderers, and of those 21, 9 on target for the Reds, a team that last week failed to register a single shot on target against Melbourne City. Well, what can they produce here? Near post, awkward, not dealt with, drops just outside the 18, and Wanderers can breathe a sigh of relief. There's a difficult ball to deal with at the near post. The XG just starting to grow for Adelaide. Dorber, fairest to beat. Does find a cross, but doesn't find an Adelaide shirt. Bennett again, just needing a little bit more support at the back. You can see the young Millie Bennett just looking up, searching for a pass as Fiona Wirt's late arrival seemed to really put off the Wanderers' defence.
Absolutely, and I think there, if Chelsea Dorber actually jumps, I reckon that ball actually makes its way into the back of the net.
Well, she's been threatening all game. That's a wonderful ball from Fiona Wirtz, and the late arrival of Lucia Leon, a little wry shake of the head. Another well-worked opportunity, the thumbs up, understood.
What a beautiful ball here by Fiona Wirtz, and a great run at the back post by Lucia Leon. Just didn't really read that quite well, but great ball in by Wirtz.
Well, for all their dominance, Adelaide United at home have yet to capitalise on their play as Matos heavy-handed through the back of Dorber. Adelaide free kick.
A little bit of frustration here by Danica Matos.
Good numbers forward for Adelaide. Wanderers' defence set their shape. Delivery comes in to the feet of Wanderers. Healy gets a strike away. Erin Healy She finishes for Adelaide, and it's been building, and finally Adelaide United have broken the breach. And Erin Healy, for the first time this season, for her first Ninja A-League goal, she puts the Reds in the lead they deserve.
It's a dangerous ball in here by Adelaide United into that danger area. Just the drop off there for Erin Healy. As we know, since she's come on, she's so energetic. She's hungry for the ball. What a fantastic strike.
Well, she had a bit of work to do. She had a bit of Wanderers' defence closely marshalling her. Manages to escape with the first touch, finish on the second. And it's a neatly taken goal for the American.
It's a beautiful goal there by Erin Healy. You can see again, we talk about the hunger. Since she's come on, she's been that energetic player in that midfield. And even when she takes that strike, Grace, you can see her head's down. She knows exactly where the goal is. She knows where she's putting that ball, and what a beautiful strike it was.
It was indeed a lovely hit by Healy. Her first in Adelaide colours, her first in the Ninja A-League. But you're right, Kath, her impact immediately felt since that substitute. The attacking double sub of Bowler and Healy really paid dividends so far for Stenter's side. He's the goal scorer, releases the pass to Wirtz, who will work hard and does well.
Red ball, red ball, red ball.
Thought she'd want to throw for her side, but it will be a Wanderers throw.
Harada there, just giving the ball away too cheaply. She's got to keep the ball on deck, find another midfielder, keep possession of that ball for the Western Sydney Wanderers.
It is nice there between Leon and Wirtz. They've got a good understanding between the two of them, those players. Didn't quite come off. But with 20 minutes to play, you feel as though Adelaide have finally got the lead that they deserve. And the not great news for the Western Sydney Wanderers is that they have not gone on to win a game when they've conceded first. And so trailing to Adelaide at Coopers Stadium with 20 minutes to go. Dorber touches inside, centering pass to Healy. Jasari working hard now. Leon will get another bite at the cherry. Here's Lucia Leon. Still Leon, looks for the cross. Hooked away. Condon onto a left foot. Emily Condon with the strike. Sails just wide. Well, she makes time when time isn't there. And it does feel like it's building for the Reds. Bennett inside to Silvestre. The Wanderers looking for a reply. Free kick to Adelaide.
You can see here Emily Condon just lines that ball up. She knows exactly what she's trying to do from that area. And here we see the 50-50 challenge with Talia Yunus.
Well, the Wanderers readying a couple of changes themselves. 20 minutes to play, a little under. Plus stoppage. We'll see in just a moment what kind of response Robbie Hooker can make in his substitutions. Here they are. Well, the vastly experienced Liv Price, her 7th appearance for the season, and 122nd in the A-League, and Dalia Kapitanelis as well. Also her 7th appearance for the season, a little less across the A-League. But nonetheless a good attacking prospect, as it's Sienna Silvesca and Talia Yunus who both make way.
Excellent feet.
Well, McNamara unwavering in her defence. Harrison gets the pass back, but can't quite keep it in play. Well, here's Adelaide United's next run of games, the next 5. Got the Central Coast in Gosford and Newcastle on the road as well. Back at home for the Wellington Phoenix. Away to the Raw. And back at home for Western United. Vastly improved season so far for Adrian Stenter's side, finishing bottom of the table last year. As Adelaide turn to the bench again. It's Chelsea Dorber. She's had a good stint in her minutes this afternoon. She's replaced by Sarah Morgan in her 8th appearance of the season. You mentioned earlier, Kath, her versatility in the midfield. She's an aggressive player, likes to get stuck in.
She sure is, and she's played for multiple A-League women's clubs, and we know that she can play in any position. She can play in a fullback role, she can play as a winger or in the midfield. She's very, very versatile.
Well, here's Western Sydney's next 5 as well. They're away to Victory, back home to the Wellington Phoenix, and a couple of runs at home against the Mariners, then down in the nation's capital against Canberra United, and back home up against Melbourne City. Tolan back to McNamara. As that ball stayed in. Leon, nice footwork. Centering ball to Karen Bassis. Almost asking too much of Katie Bowler, but she's done really well to keep the ball in play. Here's Condon. Has space in front. Has Erin Healy to her left, the goal scorer. Healy cuts in front on her right foot. Centering pass, the cross, ricochets off Nina Harada. And again, Adelaide United just tidy up at the back and settle possession. Western Sydney happy to sit off and allow play in front of them. A bit more starting to come through. The press from the Wanderers almost undoes the passing at the back by Adelaide, but still they persist. And that's cleverly done. That's an Adelaide throw.
Really putting Jenkins there under pressure with her feet. That whole press got initiated there by Olivia Price, and
you think that would be the instruction as Liv Price came on from Robbie Hooker. Energy, aggression, high press. Trying to pull something back for the Wanderers.
absolutely, and for Olivia Price as well. She's always been a starter in this team, and to be playing majority of this season coming off the bench, I'm sure she'll be hungry to try and earn that spot back.
The frustration's just brimming out of Fiona Wirtz, and on that occasion it was Amy Harrison just a little too grabby through the back, and it's a fair question to ask.
Absolutely, and we don't need this from Amy Harrison at this point in the game. They're only 1-0 down. They have weathered this storm, but anything can happen at 1-0 down. You can find that equaliser. They've got to stay confident. They've just got to stick together and trying to get that ball on the deck to be able to create and not continuously give away possession.
Shadow lengthens across Cooper Stadium ahead of the doubleheader this evening. Adelaide United men taking on the Western Sydney Wanderers men. Game just after this, but for now Adelaide women with some defending to do, and it's Liv Price again involved in a tussle. She's been really busy since coming on. Made life a little difficult at the back there for Matilda McNamara. Here's the As Live ladder. Should the result remain as it is, Adelaide with the 1-0 lead, they'll jump from 6th into 4th position. I'm sure a Christmas gift Adrian Stenter would indeed enjoy. It's a useful header by Healy. Well, it's working hard and affords her side a throw. Have to slow things down as Katie Bowler comes across for the throw. Almost skips through everyone and does so. Western Sydney goal kick.
Substitution Adelaide United.
Well, it's a very warm return to the Ninja A-League for Nanako Sasaki, the 25-year-old. First appearance of the season, gets the high five from Emily Condon, who's been excellent this afternoon. But Sasaki, in her 51st A-League appearance today.
Sarah T, you're our sixes, yeah?
She's a well-loved face, a well-loved profile at Adelaide United, and wonderful to see her return to football after being waylaid with injury for some time. And to Robbie Hooker, turns to his bench again. Gemma Ferris making way for Bronte True. So with 10 minutes of regulation time to play, it's Adelaide United with just a narrow lead, and that's a nice first touch from Sasaki. And again, finds Wirtz, has 3 Wanderers defenders to beat. And Leon does get the strike away. The deflection is wicked off the boot of a Wanderers defender. And Lucia Leon, well, she's worked hard this afternoon for the Reds.
She sure has. She's gotten herself in some really good position, especially in that 18-yard box area, and just a nice block there by the Western Sydney Wanderers.
The 5th corner of the afternoon for Adelaide, and it's Sasaki back on set-piece duty. Sasaki, she welcomed her return to Adelaide Red with a nice delivery. She does. McNamara has a bit of support underneath. Back to McNamara, who may have come from an offside position. The goal will be disallowed. She thought she'd double the lead for Adelaide. As Wanderers look to get play underway quickly. Ball is bundled over the sideline. Adelaide United throw.
Again, Matilda McNamara free in that box and gets herself in a position to try and look for that 1-2, but she does bring herself from that offside position. Lucky enough for the Western Sydney Wanderers.
Well, there was a moment there where the Wanderers on either post stepped up quickly and had to. Had they not, it might have been a different outcome. Here's Leon, forward again. Has Wirtz in the box, looking for Healy. Slips all the way through. And it's Rue putting in the defensive hard yards. Strike from Wirtz doesn't so much as trouble Shamkarmas. Just technically hasn't been able to get a huge amount of purchase on a number of her shots this afternoon, Fiona Wirtz. Good positions, good options, but just the execution slightly letting her down. Well, stolen by Erin Healy. The favours return from Wirtz, but Healy has drifted herself into an offside position. Shamkarmas eager to get things underway quickly. Or some impact she's made.
You got to drop.
Well, the shot count continues to grow for Adelaide. 26 shots on goal this afternoon to the Wanderers 3. On target, just the 2 for Western Sydney. Kush LaRue, can she add to that tally? Early shout from Jenkins is good. Good pressure shown by Bronte True. One back, he's Sasaki on the ball. Her pass intercepted by Harrison. A little straight on the return. She's made a really good account of herself, the 16-year-old Millie Bennett. And Sophie Harding finds a bit of space on the right. The cross in, the far post has come through, and a nice piece of it as well from Talia Capitanellis.
Great ball floated in at the back post there from Sophie Harding, and Capitanellis tries to hit that ball first time with her left foot.
Yet to find the back of the net in the Ninja A-League, Talia Capitanellis. Very capable of scoring. We've seen that from her performances in the NPL in Sydney. As we tick over the 85th minute, 5 minutes of regulation time remaining, plus whatever stoppage, of which you might imagine there'll be a couple. A matter of game management now for Adelaide United.
A bit of a tussle here by Bowler and True. Robbie Hooker not happy on the sidelines.
It's a bit of a concerning sign for Tiana Karambassis, who has been really good this afternoon for Adelaide. Just looks a little worse for wear. We saw that head knock a bit earlier. She was cleared to continue, but not looking particularly comfortable late in the game.
We have to also mention that Adelaide United have used all their subs. So if Karambassis is to not make her way back on the pitch, they'll be playing the remainder of this game with one player down.
Well, this is a concerning sign. It was after the header. Karambassis has gone to ground. I imagine the only exception to that rule, Kath, is if this counts as a concussion substitution, which it looks to have done so. Emily Hodgson has actually returned to the field of play. You're allowed to make an additional substitution in another window. The window doesn't count towards your 3. So Hodgson, in a bit of a rare circumstance, returns to the field of play.
Very, very interesting, but very sad for Karambassis. We wish her all the best, and hopefully it's nothing too serious.
She could be very proud of her performance this afternoon, and do hope that the concussion is nothing too serious, but concerning to go down after a header. And Hodgson Has to warm up all over again.
I don't think she got any time to warm up, Grace. She just got told by Stenter to get up and take her bib off and get herself on the pitch for these last remaining minutes in this match.
I see her motioning towards her head there. Wish her all the very best.
Well done, Sarah!
It's great to see that we are showing these precautions in our game and making sure that the player comes first, and player welfare is very, very important.
Nicely done by Sarah Morgan. Leon hooks inside, finds McNamara beneath. That pass from McNamara, just a little skinny, has a bit of work to do now. Here's Liv Price, glances up, has options, looks to try and get it onto her right, and that touch just escapes her as Claudia Jenkins goes to ground. That throw asking a bit much as Kushlaroo, or her strike, just floats aimlessly over the crossbar.
I like that Kushley here. She gets herself in this position, and even though the shot's not on target, at least she's backing herself from those areas, and it's important because they haven't had many shots on target, the Western Sydney Wanderers.
Healy searching for Wirtz. Can't get enough behind the pass. Wirtz still full of running. Really good energy shown this afternoon by Wirtz. And here's Hodgson. She's re-entered into the game. Nice little turn and play. Healy again up against Bennett. Strength shown by the youngster. Healy looks to get across into the box. It has gone over the sideline.
I would have liked to see a little bit of game management there by Erin Healy, getting herself into that corner. Less than a minute left in regulation time. And especially with Karen Bassett coming off with that concussion, it does start to throw things out for Adelaide United.
Well, Fiona Wirtz, what can she produce late in the game? Does get the shot away. Again, not quite enough behind it. Shan Karmas looks long. And it's 5 minutes of stoppage time added as Bronte True looks to turn and go for the Western Sydney Wanderers. A couple of the Western Sydney Wanderer men's team just warming up, going through their activation on the sideline ahead of their fixture tonight, following the women's, that coverage starting at 7 p.m. Huge night at Cooper Stadium. Always a fantastic atmosphere here. Sasaki. Leon back to Sasaki. Bowler. Just super composed on the ball is Minako Sasaki. Wonderful temperament to be able to bring into the game this late. And there's a pressure, late contact coming through from Sophie Harding, and Shan Karmas is well off her line. Isabella Mawson calls for a little break.
A little bit of a late challenge here by Sophie Harding, just takes out the legs of Jenkins.
A bit of a late arrival there from Harding, picked up by the assistant referee on the sideline. Well, should this result remain as we tick almost over 92 minutes, Claudia Jenkins almost has a fourth clean sheet. Leon. Sasaki. And Healy. Again to Wirtz. Pass asking a bit much of Leon, but she's done well. Here's Sasaki. Looking for the run. Interrupted by the Wanderers' defence. True, a bit of hidden hope for the pass. And Jenkins just happy to clear for distance. Morgan's diagonal ball. It's a nice idea out to stretch the field to Healy, and her first time cross is seen out for an Adelaide corner. Crowd building at Cooper Stadium. Good to hear the home fans get behind the women's team as well. Adelaide set up for their sixth corner of the afternoon. Healy goes short. Happy just to try and see out these last couple of minutes. Good strength shown on the ball. And Adelaide have done well there.
Adelaide using some game management here, trying to run down the clock. You can hear Adrian Stenter from the sideline screaming at his players to keep it in that corner.
And two of their international players in Erin Healy and Lucia Leon. Not their first rodeo, but now Adelaide with a bit of defending to do as we're into the last 60 seconds of stoppage time. Drew has a bit of pace about her, very nearly snuck through as Fiona Wirtz tried to help that ball on for herself. Healy is legged and returns likewise. Wanderers play quickly. Hodgson, in the second stint on the field this afternoon's game. It's neat pass in by Adelaide. Here's Sasaki. Strength on the ball, Wirtz. And there is the full-time whistle as Isabella Mawson brings this afternoon's match to a close. A Christmas stocking stuffed with 3 points as the home team wraps up the win in front of a home crowd. Adelaide continue their strong record against the Western Sydney Wanderers as Erin Healy gets on the board for the first time this season. A second half finish in the 68th minute was enough to put a bow on tonight's result. And so handshakes, congratulations across the board. We finish here at Cooper Stadium with the home side taking all 3 points. It's Adelaide United 1, Western Sydney Wanderers 0. Well, plenty to look at in this afternoon's match, Kath. It was certainly Adelaide who started on the front foot.
They sure did. They had most of the chances this evening, and Chelsea Dorber with plenty of them and nothing to show in this game. But Fiona Wirtz as well had plenty of opportunities to put the ball into the back of the net, and Sham Khamis once again just a stalwart in defence for the Western Sydney Wanderers.
Well, she came up big on a number of occasions again, Sham Khamis, and she had to do so. Being tested, particularly in that first half, Adelaide. Oh, I'm sure they'll reflect and wonder how they didn't have a goal going into the sheds at half-time.
Absolutely, they created plenty of chances in that first half, and they had to be a little bit more clinical, and I'm sure Chelsea Dorber and Fiona Wirtz will be disappointed that they didn't get a goal today, but Erin Healy came on, she was hungry for it, she was creating plenty of opportunities in that front third for Adelaide United, and you can see here, she picks it up, she's hungry, she knows exactly where the goal is, and what a fantastic strike there by Erin Healy.
Well, that was the difference in the end, and the two attacking substitutes from Adrian Stenter in Erin Healy for her first in red, and Katie Bollard's definitely made a difference for Adelaide United this afternoon. Celebrations ensue, and here's how the full-time match stats look at the end of the 90 minutes. Certainly Adelaide United with a dominant performance. besides just the one goal at the top, really numbers were all in the Reds' favour.
Absolutely spot on, Grace. You can see that Adelaide United really dominated this game, and you can see with the shots at goal. I think 1-0 doesn't tell the story of this match, but Adelaide United pick up the 3 points and move on into the next round.
Well, a crucial 3 points at home for the Reds as they return to winning ways. Important for their position on the ladder as we have a look at the Ninja A-League standings. Round 8, and that result for Adelaide have bumped them into 4th in the top 6. It's still Melbourne City top of the pops as well.
Talk about later.
Yep.
A reminder to please make sure you pay attention to the field of play as our teams begin their warm-ups.
GSMA, or are you going to work it?
Yep.
Before we kick off our second game tonight, we're here to say that we would like to stop and acknowledge the Wurundjeri people, the traditional custodians whose ancestral lands we gather on. Please turn your attention to the big screens as we share a welcome to country.
Spirit is in space, Spirit is played in the straight game, and Spirit is in you. only athletic in the country.
We acknowledge and pay respects to the party, the traditional custodians whose ancestral lands we gather on. We acknowledge the deep feelings of attachment and relationship of the Gun people to country, and we respect and value their past, present, and ongoing connection to the land and cultural beliefs. Welcome to Gun country.
We meet on face-to-face, let's walk together.
More good enough to join us before the game, Steph.